In this video, I would like to offer you a brief first aid option if you are familiar with the feeling of derealization or depersonalization. It is important to note that feelings of derealization or depersonalization are typically not a severe disorder for the majority of individuals who are affected by this condition. However, specialist clarification is always important. In most cases, it will not be a psychotic experience where patients cannot assess they are currently experiencing derealization, and usually it will not be the disturbance of dissociative derealization or depersonalization, as this disorder is manifested over very long periods of time. As a rule, your symptom picture, this feeling of derealization, will usually be due to a panic disorder or simply represent the so-called disguised picture of a panic disorder. These feelings, for example, arise from a release of stress hormones or, accordingly, from hyperventilation, which ultimately also produces these feelings. And here comes directly tip number 1. Start moving. Generally, the sensation of derealization occurs because of the release of stress hormones or, as a result, the mentioned hyperventilation. It is crucial that our body is stimulated into a stress response by something at this particular moment, and that this initial fight or flight principle can now be activated. This means that your body is flooded with stress hormones so that you can get moving. Your heartbeat is driven, your breathing is driven, so that your body can be supplied with as much blood and oxygen as possible. If you attempt to breathe the entire thing away calmly and relaxed in such a situation, it might work. But typically, it is far better to start moving. Because ultimately, that's what your body is currently trying to offer you. And these stress hormones are ultimately metabolized only through exercise in a shorter time window. That means, start moving and attempt to activate as numerous muscle groups as you can in a brief period of time. And your problem or symptomatology could already go back a bit. Tip number 2 builds directly on this. Chewing gum. Evolutionarily, it is such that in a life-threatening state, everything must be done to be able to escape from the dangerous situation, and food would be completely out of place there. However, if you chew gum now, you suggest to your brain that you are currently eating, and it then goes into a kind of malfunction and says, hey, if we are eating something, it can't be that dangerous, and it may partially stop this continuous release of stress hormones. And that brings us to tip number 3, breathing exercise. One of the core reasons why we humans experience this feeling of derealization in certain situations is indeed hyperventilation, which is chronic and latent. This means that we breathe over long periods of time unknowingly, slightly too quickly. The issue that arises in this situation is the vasoconstriction of the cerebral blood vessels, which may be accompanied by a slight deficiency of oxygen. Creates a strange, diffuse feeling as if you're half a centimeter beside yourself or not completely inside yourself, or just have this feeling that the environment is not quite real. Here, you should attempt to perform a breathing exercise that can aid you in managing your breath and bringing it to a slower rate of breathing. Meditating alone or doing breathing exercises alone will not help you get rid of your problem in the long run. Hence, let's swiftly move on to tip number 4. Frequently, there are indications of derealization, dizziness, and a concealed panic disorder. This implies that anxiety and panic symptoms may not always be present. Therefore, we must also pay attention to the messages our body is conveying to us regarding panic disorder. In most cases of panic disorders, our body doesn't actually want to tell us something, but we can start to interpret the signals of our bodies sensibly. And what your body expresses in that sense is not necessarily, hey, do this or that in the future, but please don't continue like before for now. Regrettably, your body does not provide a clear forward-facing directive, but only indicates in hindsight, please cease. We are permitted to gain knowledge in the place where we are working against our inner needs. Thus, here, tip number 1, try to recognize what your inner needs are. Tip number 2, make an effort to find ways to better meet your inner needs and enhance your overall well-being. And tip number 3, if you observe that you are unable to fulfill your internal needs, you will have the capacity to reprogram your internal level of needs gradually. to be able to meet this inner level of needs again. Also take a look at the linked video here to see how a feeling is created. And that brings us to tip number 5. A long-term transformation is the end result of unprogramming patterns deeply ingrained in your mind. Our mind basically works in programming patterns and does not believe in what is right, but believes in what we have heard most often or experienced ourselves. And a symptomatology is most likely not an expression of a medical ailment or disorder. A disease is merely a term utilized to describe symptoms. Your symptoms are most likely an expression of your thought structures that you have previously trained. And therefore, it is important in the long run that you learn to change your thought structures and accordingly program new thought structures over time. It's best to find a contact person for this, as I do in practice, because it's always good to have a basis for reflection for these long-term successes. Write me in the comments if you have ever experienced these feelings of derealization or depersonalization, or if you might even be affected by a panic disorder. Maybe you have already tried other things that have helped you in these situations. I'm looking forward to your comments.